back with another jam-packed Lunes live. Your favorite compas got you covered with our NFL Week 11 takes. We're going to talk Chargers. Is chargering over? I've always hated that word. I've always thought that word's really weird.
Surprised you even said it on the show. You can't.
I know. No. These guys understand me. We had a nice deep talk last night. I'm gonna be like Jim Harbaugh. We had a nice deep talk last night.
Good.
Rams keep their playoff hopes alive. Drake May, though, I mean, you have to be a little bit impressed with some of the stuff that he's done, especially late in games. Gilberto and I will give you our NFL Week 11 takeaways. Bills hand the Chiefs their first loss of the season. What does that say about them? Bo Nix, is he the front runner for Rookie of the Year? Is Gilberto conflicted? His Jaden Daniels and his Bo Nix. Who is going to win this? And lastly, the Steelers shut down Lamar in the offense, but only kick field goals. So we will get into all that. Plus, you guys aren't going to want to miss Gilberto's Week 11 takeaway, because it's something that I've said. It's something that Neanderthal that is named Dan and Dago has been saying for years. Run the football, play defense, but we'll get into all that. But all right, Gilberto, do you have an engagement question for our viewers and or listeners?
Yes, I do. Fernando, while I'm talking, double check your microphone. I'm not sure if it's on. I want you to sound crispy, loud, and clear. But that's okay. Yeah, you're back on.
Okay.
That was quick. Yeah, and then speaking of my quarterbacks, my boy Anthony Richardson, also doing well. But I know they got lost there with all the good games in Week 11. But there was so much to unpack from a chaotic Sunday night football game, a bonkers Sunday night football game. People here, the listeners of yours are Compas on the beat. Let me know your biggest takeaway from Chargers, Bengals. I highlight that game because there was just so much that went on. That game was has it been 5 minutes? No, I can't curse yet. Bat crap crazy. There you go. Because so much occurred. I'm sure Fernando will tell us stories. But what is your biggest takeaway? Maybe the ghosts that haunt the Chargers in late games, are they finally over? You put them away in the closet? Halloween's is that still a thing? Or maybe Justin Herbert didn't get one thing that was annoying, Fernando. People were talking about Justin Herbert like he was nobody when Joe Burrow's coming in with Jamar Chase. Justin Herbert was dealing in the first half. So let me know your biggest takeaway from Chargers, Bengals. There's so many good games in Week 11. We got to cover here.
No, I'm just kidding.
That's too early.
Congratulations to him. They won their playoff game over the weekend.
Oh, again.
In the semifinals.
Wow, just beating up on these little teams. I like it.
This guy. Oh, yeah. Do not bring that up. I think that I don't know what's worse. By the way, last week, one of his coworkers laughed when he's like, "Hold on, take me out of this video." He's like, when you said if Herbert got traded, he would follow him to wherever he went. It was like, hold on, take me out of this video. I need to talk to him. So I thought that was pretty funny. But should we just skip the intro and get right into it, or let's do the intro?
Up to you, whatever you want, sir.
All right, let's do the intro.
Compas on the beat. Let's get it. Let's go.
Yeah. So we're Compas.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Okay, all right. We got proof right there.
Some guy that seems like he's asleep. Need you to wake up, Gilbert. There's a lot of energy.
Come on, Gilbert. Let's go.
Come on. Dan and Dago is at Moe's.
I'll show you. I'll show you. I got it right.
Okay, that's it. You guys, I am done with mine, but that's couldn't get better than a 2026 6th-round pick swap for a 7th-rounder. So
Freaking love you, Chad.
Hey, dude. Cool, man.
Compas on the beat, man. Derwin James signing off, man. Watch Compas on the beat, man.
Welcome to Compas on the Beat. I'm Fernando Ramirez. I cover the Chargers for the Sporting Tribune. With me, as always, my co-host, my tag team partner, Gilbert Manzano, covers the NFL for Sports Illustrated. What's up, bro?
what's up, sir? I should just ask you, how are you doing? Because watching that game, I'm thinking, hey, if I was on deadline like my old days covering the Chargers, I would have hated that game. And then it was like classic Chargers where they make it, interesting, but not classic Chargers because they actually won that game. And seeing some of the comments here on the Compas on the Beat live feed, it was a good crowd. It was really loud by watching on TV at home, watching from the broadcast. So, so it was a good environment. But for you as a beat reporter, Fernando, how did you survive that game?
Well, shout out to Robert, Senior Vivement, Jay. By the way, Jay, you said I hope Cam Hart can go versus Baltimore. As he was passing by, I'm like, how are you doing? And he just went, gave me a thumbs up.
Okay.
So, by the way, Athir's not happy with me because last night I said they can't be letting Lamar get free the way they kind of did Joe Burrow in that late in the third and fourth
Oh, he
quarter.
will run.
He's like, he's like, Lamar isn't anything, blah, 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 blah. Left me a comment. He's like, you never listen to Athir or whatever. He's like, he's nothing. I'm like, wasn't this the same dude that was like, I'm sorry, blowing the Ravens last year? Like, he was on the Ravens bandwagon
by attacking one of the listeners and viewers.
sorry. I'm yeah. No,
like
sorry. But he was the one that was on Team Ravens last year, and all of a sudden he's jumped ship.
Yeah, that is true. Well, yeah, well, that's what happens when you got Jim Harbaugh on your side. You know, you win a game in prime time.
But it was pretty interesting just because like at halftime, like I'm not gonna say names, but one of our compas goes, "I'm speechless right now." And I was like, hold on. He's like, why? And I'm like, I was like, that offense is like a firecracker. All they need is one opportunity. The thing that got me about that game, though, is in the first half, the Cincy had the ball on the Chargers 3-yard line twice. If they would have scored touchdowns, this game is completely different. And I'm talking about the outcome of the game. Like they would have had that lead that the Chargers had, and it would have been crazy for the Chargers to try and come back and win that game. I don't know if the Chargers are a comeback kind of team. I think they're kind of more of a punch you in the mouth, hold on for dear life, and try and win. But yesterday, I understand the Bengals threw for a bunch of yards. The Chargers didn't get a turnover, all that stuff. I completely understand that. But yesterday was an emphasis of what Jesse Minter's defense was. They bent, but they did not break. When the Chargers, and Jim Harbaugh said it after the game, when the Chargers needed the defense the most, they clamped down and they forced them to, well, they've forced two missed field goals and then 2 punts in critical situations. And the offense did what the offense has done all year. In the first half, they're very good. In the second half, it kind of, I don't know what happens when they go into the locker. Well, I do know. The other teams make adjustments. The Bengals linebackers started crowding the line of scrimmage. They started QB spying Justin Herbert. They were jamming receivers off of the line, not letting them be free the way they were. So they made adjustments. The Chargers just couldn't really go with those adjustments. Guys were dropping. There was a clear Joshua Palmer should have had a catch. He dropped it. Quentin Johnston had a couple of drops. So there's a lot of room for improvement, but yesterday was the first glimpse of, hey, they finally played a good team. They held on for dear life. They played hard.
I don't know about good, but yeah, sorry.
Huh?
I don't know about
no. That offense is really good.
Good offense. There you go.
That offense is really good. So I think that's the best offense you're going to face all year. If I'm being completely honest, the firepower that they have at receiver.
Don't play Detroit, right? So we're good.
Yeah. They're not playing Detroit. So I really think that that yesterday kind of showed that that Jesse Minter's defense will hold on and they'll play well. Cam Hart's concussion was the reason why I felt like the defense kind of fell off a little bit, just because that dude hits.
Yeah.
He's so long, all that. So that's just kind of my 2 cents to kind of start this out, that they did show some things, but there's a lot of flaws. That offense in the second half needs to get better. They went away from running the football. God only knows why. Gus Edwards had I think 4.5 yards per carry. JK ended up with 5.5, but it was off of that big. He had 2 big runs, but I don't know why they went away from Gus Edwards. Today, Jim Harbaugh said that they did not go against they did not go with that Gus isn't injured. It's just that they felt like JK had the hot hand, but they weren't handing the football off. And I feel like that's what they need to learn. They need to be able to run the football and kind of put the pressure on the defense. But there's just some things they need to clean up. But I thought yesterday was actually their best win of the season. And I think moving forward, that could catapult them to the next level, even though they have a tough 5-game stretch. Obviously, it started yesterday, but now they have more tough ones.
Yeah, there's so much to say, and I thought you put it perfectly on the defense, because you could maybe say, well, the defense kind of went to crap in the second half, but those stops in the fourth quarter, that's the difference between the Ravens, who would like to score a lot of points, like you got to get some clutch, stops at the end to give your team an opportunity to, come back or weather the storm or whatever. So even to the point where you force them to get that high explosive offense to kick field goals and put it on Evan McPherson, even that was a win. He missed both of them. So maybe the first half, was a good defensive performance, but don't discredit the second half because there were so many clutch plays, clutch stops that you need come the playoffs. You need when you're facing Baltimore Ravens next week. And, maybe you could say, maybe the Ravens could be better than the Bengals offense because they did beat them twice, Fernando. But I get it, the quarterback is better than Joe Burrow. I don't know if that's a hot take, but he is. But they have Derrick Henry. So you guys will talk about that during What's Up Bolts. But the thing I want to focus on, and it could be probably premature to say the whole charging, whatever you want to call that crap, days are over. But it was a step in the right direction. That game felt like Jacksonville. That game felt like a lot of games that I covered when I was the beat reporter for the Chargers. Many of the games you covered in the past, 8, 9 years, 10 years, whatever it is, Fernando. So they could have easily folded. They could have easily said, here we go again. What happened? Things like that, but they didn't. So, it was a bonkers game. And when you needed one more opportunity, one more play, like to win the game, like we saw it in the Baltimore-Pittsburgh game. They got there, they tied, they almost were going to tie the game. They got the stop on the two-point conversion for Pittsburgh. For the Chargers, they capitalized. They got there. Lat McConkey a catch, and then J.K. Dobbins rushing play. So again, there was so much to talk about. But to see McConkey grow up, to see J.K. Dobbins make that game-winning run, things like that you get used to that. You get to that winning culture of winning close games under Jim Harbaugh, and that's the reason they got Jim Harbaugh. So honestly, Jim Harbaugh could quickly fix like this running games, defense, offensive lines, but the attacking the whole Chargers losing in the fourth quarter thing is a whole different beast, and he grabbed it by the horns, and only Jim Harbaugh could do that and fix it.
By the way, I was about to block this person because I thought it was one of these watch Monday Night Football tonight. But look at this. Paid ref number 3, $500 for a pass interference, $250 for holding. I accept Cash App, PayPal, and Zelle. Lock in your penalty.
Did Kansas City not pay yesterday? What happened, Kansas City?
I know, for real. That is actually really good. Paid ref, welcome. I don't know if we've ever seen you before in here.
We saw him on a Thursday. At which game it was? I forgot, Victor. But recently there was a controversy.
Jorge, you better not be using a picture of me. What the hell is that? He said that his merch arrived, and that,
I was going to say,
appreciate it.
Okay,
hoodies are dope, my fellow compadres. Everybody, go check out the merch store.
Nice.
We got some good stuff. You look, one of your own, Jorge, says that it's awesome. So make sure you guys check it out. Don't forget to hit the like button. There's 24 people in here. Please hit the like button. That does a lot for us. You guys have been really good on What's Up Bolts and Compas on the Beat. You guys have been awesome with the like button. That definitely helps us out. So please smash that like button. But the first half was really, man, Quentin Johnson keeps on getting open for those touchdowns. That throw by Herbert was impressive. Across his body, like fitting it in between a linebacker and a safety, like right in the perfect spot.
Will Disley one too. Like I forgot about it because so much happened in the second half.
Yeah. Oh, Gilbert, Senor Vivmois is asking, what does a shipping to Canada look like?
I don't know, but let me take a look. I'm guessing it's not that far off. Honestly, it might be the same thing as the US. Maybe like $10. Is that a lot? I don't know.
Senor Vivmois, I don't know if you'll get it. Your president isn't accepting any immigrants anymore, according to some reports that I saw today. So I don't know if you're going to be able to get that hoodie. No, I'm just kidding, Senor Vivmois. I'm just
give it a try and let me know if it's too much, Moy. I'll try to work something out.
But so obviously no, Jorge, you ain't gonna ever see this shirtless. I'm just saying that right now. But and Jay is right here. I want to call you Hugh, but because his name was Hugh and now it's Jay. That's one thing I haven't liked. They're reverting sometimes back to Quentin Johnston being Jorge, damn. No, I don't know, Jorge. That one actually would be I don't know. Oh yeah, and Robert's right. His both feet were off the field. Like he was in midair when he threw that.
And Robert, by the way, I picked the Chargers, so much for that curse, right? They held on. That wasn't my fault.
But going back to they can't be throwing jump balls to Quentin. I thought what they were, yeah, Jorge, I am considering it. I thought what Herbert was seeing is that they were leaving Quentin open over the top. And for some reason, either he wasn't getting the speed that Quentin has and wasn't dropping it over the top. There was 2 plays where the cornerbacks did. Every time the cornerback did a really good job kind of to knock it down. But I just, they need to stop doing that. They need to run the football more, I thought. But again, an impressive win. I like you, am not, like you said, step in the right direction, but there's still a lot that they need to do. We need to see this to end the season, and then in the playoffs, what happens?
You get 27-6, put them away in the third quarter. How about
right
that?
now? Yeah, exactly. Right now, only Compas. Right now, though, they would go to Houston because of the 15. See, this is the crazy
they play
part.
Right now. We'll see how they look.
If the Chargers beat Baltimore, they have a 2-game lead now with the 5th wild card spot, because Baltimore would fall to 6-5 or 7-5.
They're 7-4 right now. So yeah, 7-5.
You're right.
That game Monday could be made for the 5th seed.
Yeah,
I know it's pretty early, but like we mentioned, like the 6 out of 7 seeds are kind of already spoken for.
Exactly. So they have a lot to clean up. Like I said, as long, like, if Cam Hart can play. I wonder, Asante, I mean, I saw him yesterday. He didn't have a sling. He didn't have anything. So I'm wondering if maybe he's close to coming back. By the way, everything that they did yesterday, because Joey Bosa deserved a lot of credit for, I think, yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think enough people are talking about it.
Consistent
8 pressures and 5 knockdowns. He should have had 4 sacks. Like, there was 4 of them where he had Burrow, and Burrow like got rid of it or threw it backwards or started doing like that. But
intentional grounding should have counted as a sack pretty much.
Yeah, it should have. There was multiple times where Bosa was getting at him, but yesterday was the first game that Joey played where he played the full game. Thule has emerged 7 sacks in the last 4 games. And then there was another stat that I had. And then you did it all without Senor Vivemont, your daughter. Tell her we say hi. And she says hi to my friends on the radio.
Hello.
Tell her we appreciate it. But just going back to what we were what I was saying is, shoot, what was I saying? I forgot. But basically yesterday was a long day. Oh, Bose, thank you. But the thing is that they did this all without Khalil Mack, and that was the most impressive part about yesterday.
Yeah, he looked pretty involved in the game plan. He was like with the headset on and everything.
Oh yeah. And I kind of wanted to ask about that, but Khalil left. I was like, I was going to talk to you. He goes, not today, and he was like going in the golf cart with Chief. I was like, damn. But yeah. So and I wrote about this, and I said if Joey Bosa, who, let's be honest, in the past has been a pessimist. Like, he's like, every time I see something like this happening, I'm like, oh crap, here we go again. So if Joey was kind of the one that is buying in and he's like, this feels different, then, and he's the longest tenured Charger right now. So he, if he feels like something's changing, I mean, that means it's.
I thought it meant something a lot too, Fernando. Your video with Deion Henley, where he said it's a different team. I'm like, this guy's been around for like only a year, and he's saying it feels different because I think people know, the past mistakes, the past failures, the reputation this team has. Like, he wants to go in there and fix it. So even the veterans have, actually felt the pain over the years, and even the newcomers want to fix it. I think that says a lot. Like, I think Brandon Staley tried that approach to not keep it hush hush, not talk about it. He wanted to attack this so-called curse here, and he didn't really go about it the same way. But Jim Harbaugh, who's been around the franchise, was a quarterback, knows how to rebuild projects, he knows how to attack and change things quickly. I think that's maybe the best approach. Like, don't be afraid from your past mistakes, learn from it. And I really want to say what happened is like a full cleanse. I told your brother when I was giving him crap yesterday in the group text, like, you need a game that was just bat crap, or I can say it now, bat shit crazy. A bunch of crap occurred to have a full cleanse, to get all the past failures out of your system, and finally move on to this Jim Harbaugh era. And I'll say it again for now because he keeps proving me wrong. I kept saying 2-year plan for Jim Harbaugh, but he's light years ahead already, fixing the running game, fixing the defense, and then this one game. You don't think it meant a lot for this franchise to, meet some demons, face them in the eyes, and said, "See you later. We're going to win this game here." Obviously, you're rushing it, but to be 7-3 and fix a lot of these things that were pretty bad a year ago, I think it says a lot about him.
No, I completely agree. I just
You're going for a reason. I want to hear it.
I would just wait. Like,
yeah,
I get it. Like, I also feel like yesterday was kind of a bit of a turning point, but at the same time, they also need to how do I want to put this? They still have a lot of areas. Like, yesterday was weird that what's his name wasn't it was weird that what's his name wasn't that he was a healthy scratch. What's his name? DJ Chark. That's a little weird in my opinion. Then
why do they keep trying to make him a thing though? I feel like, is that really gonna
happen?
happen?
No, because like he was built, like, remember what I told you? He was built as a he was billed as, we don't need to go get anybody. We have him. Like, we have receivers, we have guys, and they ended up not. He's been a healthy scratch. He's only played one snap as a Charger.
I kind of like it. They're going with the young guys and let them kind of learn from their mistakes.
Jalen, I mean, and I understand people are.
I don't know why he's playing, but yeah,
Jalen Reagor, like,
I don't know about him.
Jalen Reagor kind of stretches the field out a little bit, so people, like, they start noticing him down the field. They're going with Darius Davis, but I do feel like you kind of do need a DJ Chark in a sense. Like, for the stuff that I've seen in the past, maybe he's not that player anymore.
Yeah,
but you're gonna need something because Josh Palmer is only giving you 2 catches a game.
Yeah, he's a distant
it's
third.
Literally,
he's gonna be the number 1 wide receiver. He's not that.
I know. It's literally Ladd McConkey, Quentin Johnston, and Will Disley giving you everything on the. I'm just being serious. Like, here we go.
He's pretty good.
Here he is. But Athier is here. But yeah, I just and we'll move on to it. But I'm really interested to see what they do moving forward, because they're gonna play good teams. I'm of the you saw that stat about whenever a team plays the Pittsburgh Steelers, they lose the next week.
Oh, it's kind of like the Detroit stat. Yeah, there you go.
So
but it's also a stat when the Ravens lose, they're pretty pissed off and destroy the week after that.
But yeah, no, that game on Monday is gonna be crazy. Like, did the Chargers use up all their Did they use up all their like everything on Sunday? Are the Ravens going to be pissed off, or are they kind of that defense is really bad? Even though I know that they stopped Russell Wilson yesterday, or they slowed him down, but that defense is still pretty bad. I don't know. This Monday is going to be really interesting.
Well, you're leading into my takeaways because I do want to
we'll get into that. Last thing before we go, when we move on, I wanted to share this. Today is friend of the show, because I mean we've interviewed him before. Deion Henley's birthday, but look at what Jim Harbaugh texted him. Happy birthday, Deion! Congrats on punching your ticket to another trip around the sun. Sunglass emojis 100%. Happy birthday. Make it a great day, a great week, a great month, and a great year. Also, keep attacking each day with an enthusiasm unknown to mankind. Nobody does it better. Bolt up. Enjoy, Jim. And then I think it's a gif of the sun going, of the earth going around the sun. I
will save all those messages and screenshot them, or just make a book out of it.
I would never delete those text messages.
Did I ever tell you what Deion?
It says delivered from Deion, so I wonder what Deion had texted him before. That'd be interesting.
Did I ever tell you my Evander Holyfield story?
Ooh, I actually do want to hear this.
I might have told you this, but when I used to work in Las Vegas and I got an opportunity to interview Evander Holyfield, the real deal Holyfield. So we were texting for a story, and it got to a point where I got into his daily morning Christian worship message chain text messages. So every morning I woke up to Evander Holyfield texting me something about the Bible or have a blessed day, this and that. I'm like, I thought it was cool. Evander Holyfield talking to me, having a blessed day. Why not? But I got off the email or the text chain because it stopped happening after 5 or 6 months. I don't know what happened.
You probably pissed him off.
Maybe.
I do feel better about the Chargers' chances against Baltimore than I did their chances against oh my god, Jorge. Dude, I get those messages from my friend's mom. Jesus.
The
I
Facebook ones that they copy and paste.
I feel more confident about the Chargers' chances against the Ravens than I did against the Bengals. I thought the Bengals were going to be a lot more difficult just because
Really, even though the Bengals lost to the Ravens twice.
Yeah, that dude, I'm telling you, that offense is like it should have like that offense annihilates you. And I understand the Ravens kind of like fought back against it, but here it's going to be out in LA. They're not going to have their home crowd behind them. That's I don't know. Going to Pittsburgh and then going to LA, I think it's going to be really tough. Going up against Mike Tomlin and then Jim Harbaugh, I think that's going to be really tough. I'm interested to see if Jim pulls out something interesting against his brother, like something he's never even seen. So for their defense, Jorge, for their defense, not as a whole, for their defense. Kyle Hamilton did play yesterday. He did play, but all right. Let us move on to the Rams against the New England Patriots. Interesting game. I think they jumped out to a 28-13 lead after Parkinson's 19-yard touchdown from Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford ended up going 18 of 27, 295, 4 touchdowns. Puka Nacua, 7 catches, 123, 1 touchdown. Cooper Kupp, 6 catches, 106, 2 touchdowns. Jesus, that was their whole offense. Those two guys and Kyron Williams. And then you look on the other side, Drake May, not bad, 30 of 40, 282, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Bourne had 5 catches, 70 yards, 1 touchdown. Hunter Henry, 6 catches, 63 yards. Gilbert, what was the difference in this game? And do you feel like the Rams are still in it in the playoff hunt?
Well, they are because they're on a mediocre NFC West. But I kept telling Victor yesterday, like, big picture wise, I don't know what to make of the Rams here. Like, are they a playoff team? Are they a scary team that everybody says when they make it? If they make it to the playoffs, you got Stafford, McVay, Puka, Cooper Kupp, and Kyron Williams, and then a bunch of young players defensively. Like, yeah, they're a little dangerous, but like, why are you 5-5? Why did you lose to the Chicago Bears? Why did you keep it close against the New England Patriots? So I don't know what to make of them, but they're always going to have that feeling like, well, they could be dangerous, but they're similar to the 49ers too, Fernando, where we keep expecting them to pile up wins and take off running, and they don't. They lose to the Seahawks, and they're also 5-5. So it's very strange in the NFC West. Maybe it really is the Cardinals' year to take that division that nobody wants there, but they're always going to have a chance because of the guys I just mentioned. They handled business there. They won a road game. They haven't really been that good on the road. They got that interception from Cam Kinchins or Drake May. He's been pretty good. The defense is starting to make some good game-changing plays with takeaways and things like that. Good pressure, good sacks on the young defensive front. But it's tough to gauge them, man. Like right when we want to praise them and they're going to take off, they have a terrible loss to the Miami Dolphins. When we want to write them off and they have kind of a clunky game against the Raiders, they go and beat the Vikings in 3 or 4 days. So they're a weird team, Fernando, but they're 5-5. They're only 1 game behind the Cardinals here. So, it's one of these games where, like, okay, like even the Seahawks 49ers game, nobody's really talking about because, like, all right, we got a bunch of football left here. We'll figure out these teams come December because right now, who the hell knows?
I didn't get to watch all this much of this game because I was driving up to LA for the Sunday night game. But Eric was the one that was watching. Eric Williams, compa. He was watching and he's like, dude, I mean, when you have two receivers like those guys, you're just gonna feed them the ball the whole time, and that's essentially what they did. The only thing is that part of the end where the Patriots kind of came back and they kind of made it a game towards the end. That's the concerning part. But yeah, they kept their playoff hopes alive. I just don't know if they're gonna have enough juice to catch up to if they're gonna have enough juice to catch up to the
Cardinals. They're 1 game behind.
The Cardinal, but then the wild card is also kind of let me.
They're 2 games behind the Commanders are 7-3, but
I mean that's tough.
There's a path, but it's just like, are we gonna take them seriously? Like
I can't.
They play the Eagles this Sunday Night Football, which back-to-back good games at SoFi. If they beat them, I'll take them seriously. But right now, I really can't.
By the way, Don't look now, but my Seahawks are back in it.
Actually, there you go. The exact definition of the NFC West. Who the hell knows right now?
Dude, they're clunked. All three teams are clunked right at 8, 9, and 10.
Yeah.
The Rams, the Seahawks, and the 49ers, and then the Arizona Cardinals are
3 seed right now.
How are they this? Atlanta's so bad.
Oh,
they're
they're the biggest frauds on the planet football, whatever you want to call it. They're just terrible.
No. Get this. Oh, shoot. I think I have the tweet still. Listen to who that. Oh, shit. Well, whatever. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers basically have to face Tommy DeVito. Like, they have to face all these.
They're in a 4-game losing streak, and they're still 1.5 games behind.
But the Buccaneers have to face like a terrible onslaught of. The only good quarterback that the Buccaneers face the rest of the season is Justin Herbert. Other than that, they face a bunch of like bad quarterbacks. So
hey, your pick is still alive, Fernando.
There's a path where Tampa Bay could win this division, especially because yesterday Kirk Cousins looked horrendous. But going back to the Rams,
maybe the Saints too, by the way. Who I like their interim coach who was blowing up toilets, by the way, before pregame. I don't know if you heard that story.
No, what was that story?
Rizzy, before the first game, who did they play to beat? Or the Falcons, right? A week ago?
Yeah. They beat the Falcons.
Yeah, I'm already forgetting. Damn, yeah, the Falcons terrible. Yeah, he said he was so nervous he clogged the toilet in the coach's bathroom, and he told the media about it after. And I thought that was pretty honest and also hilarious. So yeah,
I do think that the Rams are. I just don't know because the Commanders. Well, what's his name doesn't look right now.
Jaden Daniels, yeah, he's playing hurt, and if he's not 100%, that's not a good team.
Like, how the hell do you only hit a receiver like Terry McLaurin for one catch? Like
that, he can't go deep.
No, he can't. So that's a little concerning. I still think that the Commanders will close it out and they'll get.
Think so? And I feel good about that because I'm the idiot that picked them to win the Super Bowl. So I hope so.
Yeah, I think they'll make the playoffs. I just don't know if they're going to be able to win it.
Win the division. I'll feel proud about my pick. I'll win the division.
That's crazy. The Commanders are 7-4 and they have the 7th seed. In the AFC, it's the Broncos at 6-5. Oh, I guess it's only 1 game off, but still. Yeah, no, they still have a chance. I just don't know if their secondary is going to be able to hold up. They play the Eagles this week, and that's going to be really tough. That might be an L. Then they go to the Saints, which they're kind of showing that they're going to be a tough out. Then the Bills come here. Are you going? Oh, you're not going to be able to go to that Bills game. Damn, I would totally go to that game. Rams Sunday, December 8th. It'll probably. Let me see. December 8th NFL schedule. What's the Sunday night game? Because that should be the Sunday night game. Oh, Chiefs and Chargers. Never mind. That's not going to get moved. But hey, see you later, Athir. Don't worry. Come to What's Up Bolts on Wednesday, and we'll talk more Ravens and Chargers for that one. Appreciate you, Athir. But yeah, I still feel like they could definitely make it, but we'll see. All right, NFL Week 11 takeaway. Gilbert, go ahead because I am.
Yeah. So I went into Week 11 thinking like, man, like, how are these freaking one-sided offensive teams getting so much love right now? Oh, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson giving us the greatest quarterbacks ever in NFL history. I'm like, look at the defenses that they're playing. They're playing terrible defenses. Like they're playing cornerbacks with me and Dan and Dago out there. So can we pump the brakes on Lamar Jackson being the greatest quarterback ever, or Joe Burrow being a first ballot Hall of Famer already? So, just because I was annoyed and I wanted to make a point, I picked the Steelers to beat the Ravens and I picked the Chargers to beat the Bengals, and the entire betting public, football public, whatever you want to call it, the Bengals and the Ravens were heavy favorites. And I'm like, does nobody care about defense here? Boom. The Steelers shut down Lamar Jackson. They keep him out of the end zone for most of the game until that one touchdown at the end. Well, I guess they got one early on with Derrick Henry, but 14 points, whatever you want to call it. I know Justin Tucker missed some field goals too. What's happening to Justin Tucker? A lot of bad field goals misses for the kickers. Evan McPherson, Tucker, Joshua Carty missed a 26-yarder. Cairo Santos had the block field goal. Anyways, kickers suck right now. Defenses are doing well. They're prevailing. And Fernando, Jorge says, I'm convinced Russell Wilson is really Gilberto Manzano with the helmet. I would have got a touchdown yesterday. Jorge said, don't insult me. But to my point on the Ravens, can we take them seriously? Like really, you lost to the Browns, you lost to the Raiders, and you get shut down. 14 points against a team that couldn't score a touchdown. You lost to a team that couldn't score a touchdown, and you have a so-called juggernaut offense, give me a break. Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, you should have won that game. You didn't. And shout out to Mike Tomlin. That was a master class at the end. You want to watch, if you want to be a coach at Denandago on the rise, by the way, I say a lot of nice things about Denandago, believe it or not. Watch that Mike Tomlin last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter. It was amazing coaching, well executed. So sometimes it's okay to have good defense. It's okay to have good coaching. It's okay to have good special teams, and you'll find a way to win the game. So it's not all about offense here. So I think the Ravens are a little overrated. I think for sure the Bengals are overrated. But Fernando, maybe you're right. Say the Bengals beat the Ravens twice and they beat the Chargers. They're probably 7-4 right now. We're talking about Joe Burrow being the MVP. So
I think they could be 9-2 right now in the one-score games.
Even they would have beat the Chiefs. By the way, they would have beat the Patriots. So yeah, you're right. So all I'm saying is like the Ravens,
the Patriots.
Yeah, they lost that one too.
Jacoby Brissett.
But at some point, if you're not winning these games, you're not good. I don't care how good your offense is. But the point is, Fernando, I think the game coming up on Monday, if the Ravens lose, they're probably the fifth best team in the AFC because they don't have a defense. The Steelers do, the Bills, the Chiefs, the Chargers. Boom, you got to have more.
I agree. What is your 40 time?
My 40 time?
That's what Jorge's asking.
I don't know. I haven't. I never clocked it, but I did. I think I did like 11 seconds in the 100 miles. Oh, sorry, 100 miles, 100 meters.
That's funny. Biden is ownership is going to be the reason why the Bengals will not win a Super Bowl and will continue not to win a Super Bowl. And I mean, Uncle Joe has covered them. We know other people that have covered them, and they all say the same thing, that ownership is cheap. I mean, Jamar Chase is taking a shot at the damn kicker, saying, well, that's why we pay him so much money.
He didn't choke him, right? Like Deebo Samuel.
He should have. I'm sure he wanted to. But like when you have your star receiver taking a shot at your kicker, that's because he's pissed he hasn't been paid. T. Higgins pissed that he hasn't been paid. And then you lost Jesse Bates, you've lost some other playmakers. You're about to lose Trey Hendrickson. Gilbert, I think we can both agree he ain't coming back next season. So
he's frustrated too, by the way, in that game.
I think he was not only frustrated about the result, the kicker, but he was also kind of, I think, pissed that I think he only had half a sack, if I'm not mistaken, or like one sack, and it was at the beginning of the game. Like Rashawn did do really well against him. I mean, he got some pressure, but I thought Rashawn actually did a pretty impressive job against him. Jorge, you guys want everybody that the Bengals have. I see T. Higgins come in. I see Hendrickson. Like, nah, just chill out for a bit. But
did you see, by the way, Hendrickson's reaction to one of the missed McPherson field goals? He's like this, and he's like,
"Oh yeah, I did see that. Yeah, I did." But how many years haven't we seen that Gilbert from the Chargers?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
it's not until they got serious and they hired Jim Harbaugh that fortunes have changed.
Yeah.
I don't expect Zach Taylor. I know everybody's thinking, oh, Zach Taylor's going to be fired after this year. Maybe they'll go get Bill Belichick or Mike Vrabel or one of those. They ain't doing that. They held on to Marvin Lewis for 20 years, I think.
Oh, yeah.
They're not going to, or something like that, like 10, 15 years, whatever. Yeah, they're not going to fire Zach Taylor. They're going to try and do other stuff. Maybe they'll fire the defensive coordinator. Maybe they do other moves. But the thing is that the Bengals have to rely on drafting well. Oh, Jason Garrett to the Bengals. They need to leave Jason Garrett where he is, and he's bad at his job now. But
I was gonna say,
I already told you, right, what my sneaky suspicion is on who the head coach is going to be for the Cowboys.
Deion Sanders?
No, Kellen Moore.
Oh yeah, you did say that.
The prodigal son returns.
I don't think Cowboys fans are like that. They're too annoyed with his play calling.
I know, but it'd be so funny. Charger fans still have a bad taste in their mouths over him. But their ownership is so bad, so inept. They don't pay guys. They make them wait. They make them they waited until Herbert and everybody else got paid, and then they paid Joe Burrow. They're making Jamar Chase wait, which I don't know if you saw that video of Derwin James. He goes up to him. He's like best receiver in the mother effing league. And he smacked him twice in the chest. He's like, you are the best, dude. He's like, nobody is better than you. So obviously, I mean, somebody like by the way, did you see that play? T. Higgins had that ball in his hands on the Hail Mary.
Oh, yeah.
And Derwin came out and I didn't see it until this morning, and Derwin came in and punched it out.
I caught it on the broadcast.
I didn't see that. I was already starting to like head downstairs as soon as that happened. But I just think that the Bengals they have not gotten them an offensive line. They need to depend. So that's what I was gonna go with. They need to depend on hitting on all their draft picks because
They're not really good at that, by the way.
yeah, and that's the thing. They're not good at it, but they need to hit on their draft picks. If they don't, they're not going to go get free agents. The one guy they went to go get in free agency, Orlando Brown, can't even play. He's been hurt. So yeah, I just I just don't see this happening for them. So I know everybody's really excited. I think Dante had a stat yesterday, but by the way, he was on the show for like a couple. Don't worry, nothing. Well, no, he did have a beer can on there, so yeah, I expelled him off of that one. But I thought I was muted. But I think he has a stat where a quarterback that goes to the Super Bowl for their first time, if they don't win it, they never win one in their career.
Really?
So I think that was a stat that he had, and I saw it.
But you're saying if you make it, you lose the first time, you won't go back and win it?
Yeah, you'll never win a Super Bowl after that.
I guess like Dan Marino.
Yeah, I think there's a stat like that. I just don't remember. Again, it's a guess or whatever, but I'm so sure I'm going to give somebody with that name a shout out. Well, shout out to you, individual.
I think that's
why are you going all caps? I'm not yelling at you. Bill Belichick linked to the Cowboys, according to Adam Schefter. He's one of the top considerations for Jerry Jones.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that was my take on. I just don't think they can do it, Gilbert. When you have ownership like that, I just don't believe in them.
Well, look at their defense. Like they're such a top heavy. They're not even top heavy. They're just two guys. Well, I guess three guys. T. Higgins was pretty good yesterday. He's just been hurt a lot, and Trey Henderson. Okay, four guys.
Did you see the hit that Denzel Perryman laid? I didn't think he was going to come back after that one.
Yeah, I know, right? Like I shouldn't say this, but yeah, his back was not.
He got his back blown out.
There you go. But T. Higgins was a second-round pick. Joe Burrow was the number one overall pick. You could get those right. You know, Jamar Chase first pick and the third or fourth pick and whatever draft 2021. Hendrickson was not even their own player. He came from the Saints. So, you know, they're not drafting well outside of those core guys there. And now you're going to waste a amazing prime year from Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow because you don't have a good roster around them. So it's unbelievable. Some of these games that they're losing from, like I mentioned, they beat the Chargers, they beat the Ravens twice. Maybe they beat the Chiefs, maybe they beat the Patriots. Like they're in first place right now, maybe with the Bills. So that's a beautiful thing about football. Like if you don't win these close games, you could, you know, your season could either be very good or really bad. But you're not going to win these close games with bad defense.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. But I mean, we'll see what they do. But like you said, they're just not good at drafting. They're not good at any of that stuff. So we'll see. But all right, real quick, Bills and the Chiefs, their first loss. Did the Bills show you that they could finally break through and beat the Chiefs in the playoffs, especially because they were missing two key players in Dalton Kincaid and Keon Coleman?
Yeah, you know, I won't crap on the Bills and say show me in the playoffs. Like I get it. You know, they've beaten the Chiefs the last 4 times in the regular season, but the last 4 times in the playoffs they haven't beaten them. That's all I care about, to be honest. But to score 30 points in that defense was impressive. To do it without Keon Coleman, without Dalton Kincaid was impressive. Having that nice run for Josh Allen. By the way, Jim Nantz, it's not the play of the year, okay? Like slow down. I get Josh Allen had a nice run to win the game, but
I couldn't believe he overreacted.
The year. And then he had to go and double down, like, yeah, it's better than the Hail Mary of Washington. Like, you had to crap on Jaden Daniels moment to prove your point. It was weird. It was kind of Tony Romo. He's been hanging around with Tony Romo too much, so he got too excited. And maybe I could just see Tony Romo like fuming, like, what the hell, man? My Chiefs just lost. You're going to call that the play of the year? That'd be pretty cool if you would have got the camera there. But anyways, yeah, it was big for the Bills. It can only help you. It cannot hurt. You might get the number 1 seed. You got the tiebreaker head-to-head there with the Chiefs, so you go down that road. You get a confidence booster. It didn't matter last year. You still got them in Buffalo last year. It didn't matter. So I'm trying to find ways where this is going to benefit the Bills. But hey, you were beating up on a bunch of bad teams. You're in a crappy division. You kind of needed this victory here to show us you're not a pretender or a fraud, like the Ravens a little bit to me. But they're a complete team. They have a good quarterback. They have good enough defense. Sean McDermott still scares me in crunch time. But hey, they took it to them yesterday. And to the point where Taylor Swift was scared to go to Buffalo. So good atmosphere, good environment, good defense. credit to you. Just show me again in January, and maybe I'll take it seriously. Like Fernando, like if you look around to all these media publications, like who really picked the Bills to win the Super Bowl? Not many people, because nobody believes in them because of the past season failure. So I just don't know what I take away from this besides the confidence booster for the playoffs.
No, I completely agree. I thought the Bills defense really like showed guts, and they were able to take it to them. I mean, they weren't nervous about DeAndre. Is it me? Am I overreacting if I say DeAndre Hopkins just doesn't look like he fits with kind of what these guys do?
He got 29 yards yesterday, man. You're not off.
I mean, he had 2 touchdowns against the Bucks, but
Yeah.
I don't know. And the thing is, Juju Smith-Schuster and DeAndre play the same inside. So I just don't know how all that is going to work. So I don't know. And then they started feeding Worthy, and then at one point Worthy kind of went away. So
I think that's the biggest problem for him. There's not chemistry between Mahomes.
yeah,
and
they
Worthy.
don't have chemistry. Everybody's relying that Pacheco's going to. By the way, I think what's his name is kind of run out of gas. Kareem Hunt.
Yeah,
I think
I guy's gonna have a bigger game. And
yeah,
they missed
I think he's
Pacheco.
running out of gas. I think Pacheco will be fine when he comes back, but I would just slow down with everybody thinking, oh, Pacheco's going to come back and that offense is going to be clicking. I would wait a little bit just because it's going to take Pacheco a bit.
They have like
to
an
kinda
easy
get going,
schedule.
but
They're probably gonna let them cruise for a month, and we'll see if they win the number 1 seed. But
my hot take would be they lose in Carolina this Sunday.
get the hell out of here.
we
After a
imagine that?
loss,
Oof.
well,
That'd be
yeah.
fire.
Then they weren't
What's his
talking
name?
about epic collapse, but,
Running back from Texas is going to run all over them. Jonathan Brooks.
Jonathan Brooks, who hasn't played in a year. Yeah, I guess.
know. You know,
Now when you got Chuba Hubbard there, or Chuba Hubbard.
I'm interested to see if they upset them. Holy, because then next Sunday that Sunday for the Chargers turns in for a divisional game. If the Chargers beat the Ravens, turns into a division. But I don't know. Yeah, Hunt has had the most carry. Thank you for that, Vic.
They're gonna utilize them till Pacheco's back.
Yeah, exactly. What does it tell me? I don't know what it tells me. It's the regular season. I'll be the asshole and say it. I need to see it in the playoffs. I can't just see it in the regular season. I need to see it in the playoffs. I am tired of in the regular season we're like, okay, yeah, they're doing well right now. They're going to get into the playoffs and they're going to be able to do it. They're not. I mean, until I can see it. That's why I can never knock the Chiefs off of my number 1 on the Compas power rankings, because I haven't been able to see it. I haven't seen it in the playoffs.
You're not gonna rank on number 1 again, are you?
I am. Yeah.
What the hell? The Lions just dropped 52 points. But yeah, it was a crappy
Jaguars. 1, 2. I'm nervous about the Lions, by the way.
How? What did you see last week that pissed you off?
I'm wondering if they're peaking too early.
I guess
you never
the way I
wanna
look at it is like
early.
they're just dominating bad teams. There's nothing wrong with that. It's like one of those powerhouse college teams just crushing teams. I don't know.
I don't know. I just
Man, you think they're scoring too many points at the wrong time?
No, I just feel like the injuries are going to start mounting for them. They have a bunch of injuries right now on the defensive side of the football. And hey, the one place that they can't afford to lose players is on the defensive side of the football. So that's kind of my thing with them. But no, and honestly, I still think that the Chiefs are going to be fine. The chemistry is just off for me. So I need to see more from them with that offense and see if they can build it. But I just don't believe that Pacheco coming back is magically going to make them better. Travis Kelce is not who he was or has been. I thought Travis Kelce actually looked pretty bad in that game, if I'm being completely honest.
Didn't we say this last year too? And then January came around and they were better.
No, Kelce was a couple of yards away from 1,000 last year. And so he didn't hit it, but
I guess, but I don't like. I want to find a different team to support in the AFC, but I don't still believe in the Bills. Am I gonna trust Russell Wilson to beat them? Probably not. One-sided Ravens, no. Chargers, go ahead and beat them then in KC, and then we'll talk. But we'll see.
Anzalone is out 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Anzalone, Alex Anzalone.
Oh yeah, from the Lions.
Oh, we got streaming.
Oh, here we go. Here goes this asshole.
It's almost Monday Night Football. That's
hold on. Let me block him. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. But yeah, this doesn't show me anything. Gilbert, are you impressed with Bo Nix after he throws for 4 touchdowns and has he entered the offensive rookie of the year? There we go. He was saving this one. Vic was. Bo Nix is no good. All his touchdowns are swing passes and screens. Sean Payton has simplified the offense. That's exactly what Dan says about Patrick Mahomes.
Oh yeah, get the hell out of here, Robert. You know you're not wrong, but I'm not gonna discredit the kid for being able to, I guess, comprehend a complex scheme. Like, Caleb Williams is not doing this. Like the simple stuff goes a long way too. Like Anthony Richardson wasn't doing the simple stuff well. Like even like Drake May could use some of that. I don't mind. Good timing, good chemistry with your receivers, making the smart play. Let them make you look better. Lean on the coaching. Like, what is so wrong about that? To be a game manager in the rookie year. So, I don't think the Falcons are anything special. So I'm not going to take anything away from it. And maybe I'll call out my people at work. But the tweet they had from my star was a little aggressive. I don't think I said that Bo Nix would be the best quarterback in the rookie class, but I think he deserves to be in consideration for offensive rookie of the year because Jaden Daniels fell off. And is it wild to say he's the second best rookie quarterback? Like Caleb Williams was okay last week, but he hasn't done more than Bo Nix. Drake May is, he just started playing, but he hasn't won the games that Bo Nix has. Michael Penix Jr. hasn't played, and obviously JJ McCarthy's hurt. So is it wild to say he's number 2 and he's not that far behind? So I'll give the kid credit, but people like to overreact to Bo Nix for some reason, maybe because Sean Payton is such a confident guy and a little braggy. But I saw it in training camp. He's gonna need some time to develop, and he's not rushing throws anymore. So I got to give him credit for that. He's improving. It's not special, but to improve, maybe you could take that nowadays with these young quarterbacks.
Who's a sneaky team that I have for T. Higgins is the Broncos.
Yeah, maybe it could work. He's been using Sutton pretty well, and Sutton's kind of a similar player. Obviously, T. Higgins is better, but they're similar players, big body type.
Yeah. I need to see them beat a better defense. I've been telling you about the Falcons defense all year. I don't believe in them. So they're 2-4 in the AFC. So
the Broncos.
The Broncos. So until they can beat their own conference, I'm just not going to believe in them.
They got beat down by the Ravens.
They don't have a bad schedule. Like they still play the Chiefs, they still play the Raiders, play the Chargers one more time. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, just I'm still not.
You think they make the playoffs? You think maybe the Colts get in now?
Wait, what'd you say?
You think they make the playoffs, or you think maybe the Colts get in? Maybe the Bengals still get in? What do you think?
I can't believe in the Colts. I can't believe in the Bengals. I'll say for right now, the Broncos do make it, but I'm still not
for something,
Yeah, no, and especially because
the playoffs really.
Yeah, no. I completely agree. Something tells me that they're gonna choke it away, though. Something tells me they're gonna choke it away. I don't know. Last one, Steelers beat the Baltimore Ravens. Gilbert, just real quick, because I know Monday Night Football is about to start. Thoughts on it? And is Mike Tomlin the top candidate for Coach of the Year? I don't believe he will be because they'll go with something else, but I truly feel like he is the Coach of the Year.
If Dan Campbell gets it, I won't be mad. He deserves it. Like he to do what he's done with that franchise. I get it. It's only a 1-year award, not 3 or 4 years, but Dan Campbell, show him some love. But Fernando, I started thinking about this a year ago. People thought Mike Tomlin was stale. People wanted to change from him, that he's too conservative. I called him out too for being too conservative, not taking not enough risk and chances. He's doing that this year by getting the 2 quarterbacks, Justin Fields and Russell Wilson, and have a quarterback battle. Get rid of that. To pulling Justin Fields when he was 4-2 and going to Russell Wilson. When Russell Wilson was scoring a touchdown yesterday, he leaned on the defense. He called his timeouts. Like, these are the little small things that I'm a nerd about. And, I thought, maybe people want to talk about it, but people have. Like, he called a timeout before the 2-point conversion on the Ravens, and they showed like they're going to do a little jump ball pass from Lamar Jackson or Derrick Henry or whatever. You could tell they're getting ready to jump a little bit, and the broadcast called it, but Mike Tomlin called a timeout. So they showed their best play on a 2-point conversion. They got to have a play to tie the game. So now you're scrambling for a second play to go to. They stop him on the 2-point conversion. And then he puts in Justin Fields on the final drive to throw off the defense. And they burned the timeout because they didn't know what the hell to do with Justin Fields. Like, they had 3 timeouts. That game was not over. So Mike Tomlin doing the small things, attention to detail was beautiful. That's how you close out a game when you're not scoring touchdowns. And then Justin Fields kind of blew it because he was sliding before the first down marker, so he got stopped short. That play would end the game right there.
Bonehead play.
But yes, he's a good running back. He was used as a running back right there for Dan, proven point right there. But Mike Tomlin, man, he's making all the right moves here. I like it. He got bold. He got aggressive. Yeah, we do not care, Mr. Mike Tomlin. All the sayings that he has, I'm working here. I get paid because I'm well compensated. Making all the bold decisions there for Mike Tomlin.
By the way, he did have that slide at Deontay Johnson, and he was right.
Oh, that was
Deontay
awesome too.
Didn't do anything. Then he talked about Patrick Queen. He's like, one man's trash is another man's treasure.
And then he had him as a captain at the midfield because of the revenge game. I love it.
I'm interested to see. Roquan Smith got hurt in this game, so I wonder. He hurt his hamstring, so I'm interested to see. Did you hear that story that supposedly Marlon Humphrey walked off the field with 51 seconds left in this game?
No, he was at his back.
Some reporter tweeted it out from Baltimore. I was like, oh shoot! I'm like, that's
when they started doing the kneel down.
Yeah. So I'm interested. I think they showed the vulnerability that is still there with the Baltimore Ravens. I think they showed that the Steelers can either get not in a mini shootout with like the Commanders a couple of weeks ago. Here, tough grit team. The only thing that I am worried about is that they played a top tier talent because Russ hadn't really played that except for the Commanders. So my question is, you look at the Steelers and what were they 6 times in the red zone? They couldn't score.
Yeah, that was concerning.
So that is
bad secondary. I expect them
on terrible secondary. So that's going to be interesting to see moving forward. What
Mike Williams didn't get a catch. I want to say Fernando.
Yeah, no, he didn't after having that game winner a couple weeks ago. So there are some things to be concerned about when it comes to them, but. I mean, we'll see what happens moving forward. But as of right now, like you said, the Steelers have a defense, Chargers have a defense. The Chiefs have a defense, and then
1 and 2 right now. Points allowed, both of them.
I think the Chiefs' defense looks vulnerable. God, the Chiefs' defense does look very vulnerable to me, Gilbert. I don't know what you think, but they're not. They're getting. They're not as good as they were last year. So, and they're asking McDuffie to do a lot.
But it's kind of like that argument, and I know we've gotten to this point where it sounds funny for Patrick Mahomes, but you know how the teams without quarterbacks have a good defense, and you're asking your defense to bail you out constantly, bend, don't break, and then eventually they're going to break, and that's kind of what happened in that Bills game. So, again, credit to the Bills, but pressure on Mahomes to finally figure it out. And Robert, I get your point there, but you can't lose to the Patriots, T. Higgins or not. If you're the Bengals, you're 4-7 for a reason. You're not a good team. 4-7. Also the Patriots.
Arthur Smith hired by Mike Tomlin. I actually think it's been solid. I think their offense is way better than it was last year. Matt Canada, I remember everybody was shitting on him. Najee Harris has gotten better, I think, this year. They have 2 solid running backs. The receivers are still a question mark, in my opinion. But I totally think that Arthur Smith is better than Matt Canada. It seems like
he was so mad at Russell Wilson throwing that pick. That was a terrible pick in the end zone.
That was so bad. And even Marlon Humphrey, I think, was surprised when the ball came his way. I'm sure he was like, I'm sure he was like, oh,
he went back to the Seattle days. He thought he was still in his prime, but
I still worry about Russell Wilson as the quarterback.
He wants to be something that he's not sometimes, but for the most part, when he's like a safe game manager, he's okay.
I'm not buying it. There's one.
It's gonna go back to the old
I think he's a robot, and I think one of his chips, like when he has to play a really tough team, the chip is gonna come back. Like his shitbird chip is gonna come back in, and he's gonna start doing bad.
2015.
Stuff.
Let's throw these bombs.
Yeah, and you're not that kind of quarterback. I told you, I wasn't a big fan of the Mike Williams trade. I know he caught that game winner, but I don't think Russell Wilson knows how to play with a receiver like Mike Williams in that sense. Like, I know he likes to throw it up, but I don't know. Mike hasn't really caught those throw it ups.
There wasn't that many throw ups yesterday. I don't know. And their weapons are okay, but I don't know. There's a lot of questionable stuff there. I think they can definitely be. I mean, every team can be beat, but by the way, I wanted to say before we end this, because it's about to start. Tony Romo, holy crap, dude. Like, I only caught the tail end of that game. I couldn't believe it. He's like, there's no way you can come back from a 9-point lead, right? Well, when there's this guy on the field, yeah, I think you can. And I'm like, dude, like, there's a reason why people just shit all over you. And then he's like, you know what? I'm gonna be the one that says it. This loss for the Chiefs could be the best thing that could happen to them.
because that means that they could gather themselves and then come back out and win games and they don't have the pressure. I'm like, oh, dude, I'm like, shut up. Like, it was just so
The entire
annoying.
broadcast was kind of annoying me. The whole Player of the Year gymnast, and then I forgot the reporter that talked to Josh Allen. Are you kidding me, Josh Allen? With your 26-yard run? Are you kidding me? I'm like, come on, let's all be professional here and not be overreacting here. It's
Tracy Wilson.
There you go. It's November. Come on, please.
Oh, Gilbert was trying to be nice and not say the name, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm the asshole.
Oh, you burned her.
Yeah.
But are you kidding me, Josh?
Yeah. I don't get it. All right. We appreciate you guys so much for jumping on another episode of Compas on the Beat. We will be back tomorrow around 6:37. Well, what are you thinking? Yeah, no, he can. I honestly think he changes his underwear every quarter, to be honest.
Well, it depends on your brother. Is he still game planning for this Little League playoff game that he has going on? Or
yeah, I think he should be home by like 6:15. So if you guys want to do 6:30, 6:45.
All right, let's do it. 6:30. You guys heard it here first. 6:30 tomorrow.
All right, so 6:30 tomorrow. Dan will be here. Vic will be here. Dan has a lot to say. He said some stuff on What's Up Bolts, but he has some other stuff to say. But make sure you guys tune into that. Dan has something going on Thursday, so we will be doing What's Up Bolts on Wednesday at around 6:45. So make sure you guys tune into that. Sunday night game, huh? Eagles. Eagles, Rams.
Or late next week, Victor. That's gonna be a late one.
Yeah. Oh, trust me, it was a bitch on. Oh, you had it on Monday.
Dude, that game ended like I look up. I'm like 9 p.m. I thought it was like 8:30.
I was
8:15.
We started recording at like 10:45, like 11, something like that, like 10:45. No, we left the stadium at 10:30. And we actually got down here by like we were dropping off Eric at like 12:15. So I kind of in one of those I looked down. I'm like, oh shit, I'm going 95. I'm like, I need to relax it a little bit. But I drank a Celsius before we jumped on the road. So there you go. But all right, appreciate everybody for jumping on. So don't forget to watch everything on Compas on the Beat. This week it's Steelers Browns.
Yeah, Thursday. Ugh.
Oh. Did you cry on Thursday on the live stream last Thursday or no? Were you sad?
Commanders?
Yeah.
I was annoyed. I didn't cry. Yeah. I'm new. This is my new team, so
Tyler Dragon is gonna cry on.
You're not attached there.
You're gonna be there. If the Chargers beat the Ravens, everybody has to watch out. He will not be in a good mood. But I don't know. That game's gonna be really. Screw.
Like I said, the Bengals are not good, so Tyler should not be surprised.
I know, for real. All right, we appreciate everybody for jumping on. You guys are amazing. Thank you guys so much to everybody in the chat. You guys are the best. We will see you guys back here tomorrow at around 6:30, so make sure you guys tune in. Hey, everybody, smash the like button, please. It helps us out. Hit the like button. Don't forget to check out the merch shop. We have hoodies. It's starting to get cold. By the way, I got some compliments out in Holtville. I was out in El Centro, Mexicali area for Dan's game. It was a 2-hour drive, but I had my hoodie and somebody asked me, they're like, Compas? What is that? And I'm like, oh, I like them. They were like, oh, they're like, oh, okay. Like, I'm like, huh. I'm like, oh yeah, it's our own. We have our own show, and like a bunch of people like followed us and stuff. Well, they said that they subscribed. So I took by the way, I did a cooking class on Saturday. That's when I was sending you all those pictures of like the ham and the duck and all that stuff.
Yeah, look at that.
And so we got 2 subscribers out of there. 2 people because I was wearing the hoodie again. So
you weren't on YouTube watching a video cooking. You were actually in the class.
No, I was in a class. Yeah. Yeah, we were smoking meat today. You know who else goes there? Jim Trotter to that place.
All right. You gotta let me know some of the stories on
Jim and I like live down the street from each other. So I asked the guys like, have you seen Jim? And I was like, no, I haven't. He's like, oh, well, I'll tell you off camera, but he's like, he won something and now he's too big time to come hang out. I was like, oh yeah. But all right. We appreciate everybody so much. You guys are amazing. Thank you, Jay, for that. I couldn't believe Lincoln survived that game. But this Saturday, Lincoln and Cathedral at Snapdragon. That'll be interesting. But thank you, Jay. All right, thank you guys so much. But for the time being, we're gonna get out of here. ¿Sabes qué, Gilbert? Vámonos.
Yeah, let's get going to Monday Night Football, and then we'll
Monday
be
Night
back
Raw.
for Compas, and yeah, Monday Night Raw. But on that note, nos vamos, pues, vámonos.